Alright, Dragoons! Fire off, boys! Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back, Noodles. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? It is your favorite gaming dad, Pastasawce. So, we're getting back into our campaign here of Empire Total War, playing as the glorious nation of Sweden. And it's been a minute, so I had to go back through and kind of relearn some things, because I've been on a bit of a hiatus due to my health. And now I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and keep the campaign going because I was really enjoying this campaign. Empire is one of those games I haven't really got to delve my fingers into too deep, but we're going to change all that. So I've been doing some practice campaigns and trying to get myself back into gear here. And welcome to episode 5 of the Swedish campaign once again. Please remember to hit like and subscribe. Leave a thought down below. I like to read those if you do. And let's go ahead and get into it. Now, one thing I did do before hitting the record button here was burn a turn. So, as we can see, war is out between Austria and France. I ended the turn. I burned a turn. Or I didn't burn the turn, actually. I was going to burn a turn. So, what we did was at the end of the last episode, we were researching here in Odense. Or Odense, however you say that. We were researching Canister Shop, but because we are at war with Hannover and they've been coming around and wrecking my crap here, I haven't been able to actually do anything that I've been wanting to do there particularly. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of gathering the troops together, getting what I can that we're going to need. Usually what I would do right now, I would highly recommend putting settlement fortifications. Now, I should have done this in the beginning, but I was not thinking. So, in some of my practice campaigns that I have been doing, I've really learned more about how to do the economy side of things instead of just pushing out troops like I normally do. So, one thing we are going to look at is going ahead and getting some of these buildings upgraded. So, like here, we can get the Admiralty, and we're going to get the Opera House. The biggest thing is to upgrade your capital first before doing anything else to anywhere else. The other big important thing is the infrastructure. So we are going to be getting those cobbled roads in the next turn, but we still have a little bit of money, and we're going to recruit over here because over here fighting against Russia and also Poland, we are going to be putting off a defensive against them. Now, some of the things I've also learned in my practice campaigns is that Poland is going to come through here and try and take Courland and Estonia from me. If they take Riga, or Estonia and Livonia, however you want to pronounce the country's name, it's not going to be good. It will hinder our economy a bit, but the other good thing is that if I scroll all the way over here, we have a Indiaman ship, going down to one of the trade nodes, which, if you remember, we actually do have some trade going on here on the Ivory Coast. So we're getting what I think it's ivory. Since it is the Ivory Coast, I think we get ivory from over here. The other place I would like to get trade going is going to be in the East Indies. Over here, you get spices. So I think that would be really good to get spices from over here. Those two are the most expensive commodity, as we can see here in our trade. So each of these things is how much you're going to get based on what you're trading for, right? So the money here, 15 for tobacco, 17 for tea, 16 for sugar, so on and so forth. So spices, 25, ivory is 26. Now, you don't want to flood the market with it, because if you flood the market, then the prices will be reduced. As we can see here, too, sugar, 16, that's not too bad. And what I was doing in one of my other practice campaigns, playing as Sweden, was get an army together and we come and take the pirate islands over here in Trinidad, and we take the Leeward Islands. The good thing about doing that is that eliminates the pirates as a faction. So that's something we're going to be looking at. So what I'm doing now, I can't do this like I want to. I want to go ahead and start building up St. Petersburg. But first comes first is our nation's capital. So we're going to upgrade Sweden as best we can. I did hike the taxes up. You know what? Even for just the next turn, we're going to hike these up just a bit more so we can get that 4,000. If we get that 4,000 next turn, we're going to slap this on and get this going while also maintaining a good garrison here. We're not going to go out and fight. If we do lose Riga and Koralin to Poland, we will take it back shortly. But the biggest thing is to defend against the the cold giant over here, which is Russia. We do have a new port in Koralin, but I am not going to build that up right now because in the happenstance that we lose Koralin, oh no, Portugal got destroyed. If we do lose Koralin, then, you know, we're not helping them. Let them spend their money. So we're going to wait and see on that while we invest a bit of time and money into upgrading our land. So with that being said, let's go ahead and end this turn because once we get this, we're going to go immediately for that. I'm going to upgrade the barracks here so that we can go ahead and start getting fire by rank. That is the biggest thing we need. That will turn the tide. So will canister shot. Canister shot is definitely a must, but only having 3 universities and or 3 schools and I can only use 2 of them because this one's been wrecked by Hanover. What we are going to go ahead and do as well, we're going to go ahead and start marching on Hanover itself. One thing I wanted to do before I got started was go ahead and get another demi cannon, but we're just going to keep the one for now and use our linemen. But we are going to go ahead and march out. I'm going to keep these dragoons just as a bit of a support unit. Let's see if I can get these guys. All right. So we keep these guys here on the straight. We got these guys on the border here. And once we can, we're going to march them out and we're going to start to go after Hanover itself. If I can, I will get another cannon going. But, all right. Enough talking. I'm going to go ahead and burn the turn. Or end the turn. Burn the turn. I'm going to end the turn here and meet you at the top of the next one. All right. So Poland went through and kind of whooped our butts a bit. Norway is not happy at the moment because taxes are just too high. So we're going to need to fix that. Now I need to get these guys out of here, which I wasn't thinking about earlier. That's going to cause some issues, but we're about to lower the taxes, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. What we will go ahead and do is what I originally planned. Let's grab that, slap that on there, and we're going to go ahead and get that going. Meanwhile, the army itself, we're going to allow... Well, I guess we can't actually recoup them, but this should be enough to kind of lead them away. I wish I could recruit more here, but sadly, it's just not going to work at the moment. So we're going to let that sit. Hopefully next turn we can actually do something about it. We're going to get 2 more linemen in here, and we'll use them as support after we go ahead and take out the rest of Hanover. So we are going to go ahead and get our port back in the next turn here. So it's just a bunch of militiamen that we should be able to conquer that with our linemen and 1 demi cannon and our dragoons. So hopefully that will help out there. We have that India man going towards the coast again. Now once we quell things here, the idea is then, honestly, I think we can go ahead and I'm gonna get him to come here. Reason being, I'm gonna send this guy into this dock. That's gonna kick out this navy, which is just a Denmark trade ship. We're gonna kick them out. I'm gonna send in a sloop or the 6 rate, one of those, and we're gonna kill that ship. I have actually gotten a little bit better at the naval battles too. If you've seen my live stream of me playing America, that was fun doing the naval battles there. But I was also using Darth mod, which changes things a lot. So, all right. So we got that. Our research is almost done. Is there anybody we can make trade with? Nope. Nobody at all. So we're good. Now, one thing I will put out, or a good idea, national summary. There we go. We're trading with the Ottomans, Great Britain, and the Maratha Confederacy in France. This would look so much better if we had way more nations. So we need to get more trading places. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to go ahead and burn that down too, because we're going to put a trading port there. We have a trading port here as well. And this I'm going to turn into a shipyard. Mainly being because, as you can see here, my other shipyard, which is supposed to be for my actual naval ships, for my navy, I'm not able to recruit anything because they always occupy. One of the biggest things that I hate about this area is just that Russia continuously will come through and wreck my crap. But if I have another one here, that kind of creates a contingency or so. That way, if this gets taken out, I still have a way to make a navy with better ships. So the other thing is to kind of help prevent them from crossing here or going around, which they do sometimes. Watching the Russian army come through Finland and wrecking my crap here. That's happened a couple times in the practices I've been doing. All right, into this one. Let's get on to the next one. All right, so we got raided again. Now we're working on improved grenades, but we're going to change that. We're getting demands. So what we want to do now is we're going to lower the tax levels back down. Norway should be okay with just that one notch down. We're going to go ahead and also put in the government building here. Now, does that help? Yes, it does. Because what that does is it gives that +3 repression to the region. And we also get a +9% bonus to our tax income, which will pay itself off later down the road. We're going to go ahead and get these dragoons in there because they help quell the populace. And look at that. It went from green yellow to green green. So provincial cavalry is still good to have there for a turn or two. One thing I've learned myself is to not keep so many troops that you don't need. So we're gonna kick them out. Our fleet has arrived, so we've got these guys here. So, all right, so they've taken, looks like they've taken a lot of the areas. All right, we can grab that one. Yeah. Now, again, the biggest thing, too, is we want to get rid of pirates because eventually pirates are going to be annoying to us. We are at least at peace with Persia and the Dutch, so that's good. European China, so cool beans on that. Really delicate, beautiful plates, right? What we will do, if things go my way, and I hope that they do, because it worked out one other time. Once we take Hanover out, we are going to try and make good friends with Prussia so they don't come to war with us, because we don't need to be at war with Prussia and also Poland and Russia all at the same time here in Europe. We're going to try and be good with the other powers. See, I want to go ahead and make this, but again, we're going to have to burn a turn because these capital buildings are so important to build up. And yeah, I feel like I wasted some money doing it, but you know, we got to do what we got to try and do. Now they're bringing an army over. Like I said, they're going to probably take these regions from us. The biggest thing that we can do, honestly, I'm going to grab them and move them over here. Because Courland, see, these guys are just a government residence. I'm not upgrading this to a military thing. This one's a military thing. And Courland itself are aggressive a-holes when it comes to if they come back around as their nation itself. So we're not going to give in to that. We're also going to go ahead and redo these guys. And I never got the recruitment down, so that's fine. We'll be fine with that. Now, the next thing to do is we're going to go ahead and, let's see, should we take them out? Or should we just go straight for Coraland? Or straight for Hanover, I mean. Because if they come with reinforcements, I still think that we could actually take them out. So, I have one or that's us. They've got 2 good cannons, because these are the good cannons. These you can move. The demi cannons you can't move. I think we're going to go ahead and just mark on them. We're going to siege them out until they attack us. Whoops. So we're going to siege them out until they attack us, because that always tends to work better than you attacking the fort head on, especially when they have greater numbers than we do. We can hold a better defensive, and we'll get the defensive things to put down, like the anti-cavalry barricades and the digging in, so we make like these sandbag trenches kind of things. So I'm going to demand their surrender. Their surrender is refused, and we're just going to maintain that siege. So that works out for us. Meanwhile, we got that there. Now I'm going to go ahead and send in my 6 rate, and we're going to take out the ship. And I'll see you on the waters just to kind of show you a little bit of how I learned how to do things. It's a great day on the sea. So the biggest thing here, this is just a one-on-one battle, right? So we're not doing a giant naval fleet on fleet battle type thing, right? So this will work. You could do this technically with one ship versus a bunch of other ships. Usually what I'll do is I'll bring 3 of the same kind of ship that I'm going to use, which are typically 5th rates. This is the 6th rate. So this is the one below it. We'll go chain shot. And then what we'll do is we're going to circle around, but we're going to get in close enough to launch that and then swing the other way. Now what we're going to try and do is keep the wind, because the wind's going this way, on our side of it. Doing this will ensure that, one, they don't really get too many barrages off on us, because the AI, this is kind of an exploit, the AI wants to be a side of us and or along one of our sides, port or broad or starboard, and launch a giant barrage at us, right? Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen. So by doing this waggle routine, zigzagging across and just kind of flinging port side to starboard, we're going to annihilate. Now the line on top, as you can see, that's their mast. So when that white line at the top disappears, they'll get demasted. Chain shot works wonders for this, and if you can get a good shot off, a good volley, then the ship starts to slow down. So as you see, like, it didn't really do, I didn't shoot there because they weren't in range. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get a bit in range of them. And we're going to kind of repeat. Now, double clicking seems to work with this. If I had the, because I'm using a minimalist. Look, we killed their general, or their admiral. So do not end the battle. Do not end the battle. Continue it. Play on fast forward, because if you do it on the ×4 speed or whatever, it's so much better. Now what we're going to do, because now they're routing, right? They're not going to fight us anymore. We're not going to have to demast them anymore. Well, that was abrupt. What I was going to save, so you can see we captured the ship. Now we're going to get 600 gold for that. So we can grab that 600 gold. And within the same turn here, we'll go ahead and put him back in there. He didn't get damaged whatsoever, so that's really good. We're going to invest that 600. And what we're going to do is get us... I'm not going to increase them more over there. I'm going to increase them more over here if possible. So what we're going to do... Let's see. Is there anything I can buy? Nope. So what we will do... We'll recruit one more militia unit. I don't like using militia units too much, but it does seem to help. Actually, not there. We won't do it there. We'll do it over here. Over here, we actually get the 12-foot or the 12 pounder good artillery. And they need a cannon. So we're going to get them a cannon. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay, now one of the things that I wanted to make note before ending the turn, because I don't, honestly at this point, I don't remember if I did it or not. So if we go here, yeah, that's the 8 turn, so it just started. We're going to go ahead and switch it to square formation. This is super important, along with this and then this. These are the military technologies you want the most, and then you want to try and get explosive shells. Later on, after you get those, the biggest thing to do is to get one college or school working on just military stuff, and then the others that you get through conquering or whatever, you want that working on industrial. The biggest things are farms. You want to get your farms as big as possible. Because apparently, so what happens is, let's look at the farms here. Just a side note here. This is the regular farm, the peasant one. It gives us plus 175 to region wealth. It also helps our population growth, which is something we need, and helps reduce the chance of food shortages, which apparently does happen sometimes. I don't see it as much, but not like it is in some of the other Total War games like Rome 2 or Shogun 2, where there is like that food mechanic. But, you know, I digress. It's a good thing to have. We go up to the second one, because this is the one you have to research to get to the second one. Then we can upgrade it to get plus 262 to region wealth. Now, this farm doesn't cost that much to upgrade, so you get your return a lot faster than you do with the workshops and even the weavers' cottages. These, I think, even just the second level are 2,000. The farm, so we have the tenant farm here. Once we upgrade, it'll be 500, and then we get plus 262. So if you add that up throughout a few turns, you get your money back way faster than you would upgrading the craft workshop to like a weaver's cottage. So if we do that, that's 2,000. Granted, you get plus 675, but I feel like doing the industry stuff later, after you do the agricultural stuff, is more important. The only thing I would say is good to get as far as this stuff goes would be measuring tools, because then you can upgrade your roads. Let's see if we go infrastructure. After this, you can upgrade them to metal roads if you want to go that far, and you need the measuring tools to do so. So that's my recommendation. You can fight me on it in the comments. You can let me know what your strategy is down below. I'd love to hear it. But my research thing is usually farms. Then I start working on this stuff and maybe dabble a little bit in here. I don't do too much with the colleges just because I've not changed the government type. I haven't tried that yet on here. Seeing how I'm still pretty much new to Empire, I am messing around with a lot of the campaigns. We are an absolute monarchy, which apparently is one of the I don't know, a lot of people say that it's the worst kind of monarchy. I think constitutional monarchy is probably the worst as far as in this game goes, but it just depends on how you want to look at it, right? Republic, I believe, is the best form of government in this game, and that would be something to go for if you want, but you don't have to. With absolute monarchy, the other cool thing is that I can take these ministers and replace them if I want to. So that's not a good one to replace, but I like that he's got a few more stars. But these guys, see, like they want reform. That's -1 to treasury, so he would go down a star. So we're just going to keep that as is, and we'll work on it as we can. But the good thing I was saying is you can fire and replace them nonstop. You don't need elections or anything like that, so it's good. All right, so what we're going to try and do now is focus on taking Hannover out of the game. Once we take out their capital, that little army is going to disappear, and we should be good. One quick note before I end the turn here. The reason I'm not going and attacking them at the port and just fighting the little army that they have here is because I'd rather not lose too many troops to a little meager army like this when I can come and take the capital itself and fight the entire thing and get rid of them. Not only that, but every time I've gone and attacked the little army, the capital itself produces way more troops, and then they have another half-stack army way more powerful than this one to fight, and it just becomes even more egregious to do. So I'm not going to worry about it. What we are going to do instead, that like I said, I've learned in my practices here, is we're going to vamp up Coraland a bit so that we can defend it. Again, if we lose Riga, that's okay. It's not a military type place to recruit things. This is. Our main goal is to go and get Lithuania. Once we get this, this will be our Eastern European military hub besides St. Petersburg. But St. Petersburg is our protector land from them getting into Finland and causing any more damage to us on the motherland side. So that is the goal, and that is my reasonings. All right, next turn. All right, so it looks like Hannover is going to be attacking us. Now, the good thing about this is that they'll be coming out of the fortifications. They should, at least. So they should be coming out of the fortifications, and we should be able to destroy them, hopefully. So, hopefully this battle goes well, and we will be good to go, take out Hannover, and live to tell the tale. So, I will see you on the battlefield. All right, time for a battle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get these guys in position and show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got my cannons up here on the hill just to kind of give them a good line of sight. Now, sadly, this gives enough if we have to be able to shoot on the wall a bit. Just in case I can knock down a hole in the wall, we can get everybody in and do that. The other thing too is we sadly did not get the defensive barriers and stuff that I thought we were going to get if they attacked us. So that's a bit sucky, I'm not going to lie. So, okay then. We'll deal with what we got. So I've got the line stretched out. Now, given the fact that we don't have rank by fire yet, if we clump these guys together, we'll just take this line for a minute. So when you have fire by rank, you want them in a 3-stack line because one row is going to fire, then the second one, then the third. It does not work if you have 4 rows or more. Like if we have it clumped up like this, that doesn't mean all of these guys are going to fire their ranks. It only goes 3 lines deep. But since we don't have that, we want to stretch them as far as possible to be able to get a good line of sight picture, and you know, we get all the guns that we can to fire on them. Because while they're bunched up, they're only going to have that front line firing. Meanwhile, we're going to have all these guys pretty much firing, because even the second line might fire in, or at least replace out the first. Now, the other thing too is we only have 1 artillery unit, so this unit here is going to be on round ammunition until they get close enough to where we're going to go with canister shot. Now, the other thing and trick that I've learned, and I hope you guys take this with you if you want to take any advice from me, do not click on the unit to fire at them. Click in front of them. Wherever you see the target sign, do not click on the unit, because it just seems like the cannon's accuracy is so bad with that. They always seem to try and hit center, and it doesn't work very well with that. So the best thing you want to do is just fire in front of them, because like canister shot, if you fire in the center, it doesn't work that well. It kind of does like almost like a cone trajectory. So you fire like in front where they're going to be, try to anticipate where they're going to be, and you'll see so much better results. Now again, the demi cannons, these fire very slowly compared to their foot artillery that they're going to have. So I got my dragoons hidden here on the side to hopefully go and take them out once they get set up and we get close enough in a melee or in a gun brawl. Now we do have the line stretching out all the way over here. I do have these guys at a catty corner just in case, because I don't think they're going to come this way, but they might. But if they do, we got a good cone of death pretty much. that is the kind of the goal there. So as we can see, I'll just get both. So this right here would be no man's land, and if anyone gets into that, they're gonna get shot by both sides. I have my general here in the back. I like to keep him away from the fight just because if he dies, everybody loses morale and it just kind of sucks. The other thing is I have these two troops on retainer, or in reserve, as you would say, and also to help fight anybody once they get close enough. If I can charge these guys in quick enough, I might be able to take them out before they do any harm to my cannons. With that being said, let's get into the battle itself. So we do have fire at will off on the cannons right now just because I don't see a point in doing it at the moment. And these guys are in here, but I would think they're going to come outside. They're going to come outside to play. If they don't, that's going to be very surprising. Now, one thing we can do is try and fire at the ground here and see if we can knock out some of these cannons. Now, I do have it on 4 speed right now, so I'm just trying to see if we can do anything. One of the biggest complaints and bugs with this game is that once we start knocking down walls, it actually will destroy our frame rate a bit. So I'm going to try and take advantage of this. So they're not coming out like I thought they would. Bit of a disappointment. Very big disappointment. Usually, when fighting like this, they're coming out, they're fighting us. But I think it's just because they have the artillery here, they're not going to do it. We were able to knock out one of their cannons though, so that's good. I don't think we have the reach to get it anymore, so we're going to go ahead and target this and see if we can just knock down this wall. Alright, let's slow it down. And we can see now that we've got them coming out. Let's see if we can get a shot off on them real quick. Nope. But we got a good volley, which is good. Now they're going to waver. We're going to cancel the firing on our cannons. We'll let them reload, but they'll be ready for the next shot. And look at that. Look at that. Good volley fire from my boys there. They're just killing everybody. Good thing is I don't think we've actually taken... No, we haven't taken any casualties yet, which is good. Even from their cannon fire. Okay, so we notice... That was actually pretty good. Looks like these troops are walking out. I'm going to speed it up a tad. I just want to see what they're doing. One of the biggest things that kind of suck is... Oh, are they actually marching in? They're marching in! What I was gonna say though, what sucks is that when these guys decide to actually march in and a lot of the times what they'll do is go in and out, in and out, in and out, and it just gets annoying. All right, this is good. So we're gonna put it on play now. We're gonna slow the battle down a bit. And actually, you know what? We will get it a little bit closer. What I'm doing right now is just taking my cannons and we're just firing on them a bit. It does suck. I don't want to get them to where they fire on each other. So once it gets to a certain point, I'm not going to be able to fire on them anymore. But that's fine. What we will do is target here and try to get some of these horse guys. That's the general bodyguard. So if we can knock some of them out, that would be even better. All right. Now we're in the thick of it. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. So, into the thick of it. We're going to grab these guys, the dragoons on this square on the right, and get them to run off to the side here. The music in this game is pretty good, though. I liked it. In the name of Sweden, we will kill you all. You will become Swedish. All right, their cannon is out of the way, so what we're going to do is bring our dragoons this way. We are going to use them kind of as kind of just to take out a lot of this. All right, they're getting close. So now what we want to do is turn on our canister shot and start firing like giant shotguns at them, hopefully. All right, got the horse regiment coming in. And we're going to use our reserves here to fire on them as well. But we want to be careful not to use friendly fire too much. Alright, so they're done. We're going to let them chill. Bam! Again, we're using our dragoons as using them to kill the fleeing guys, the routing ones, because if we do that, the battle will go so much quicker. Alright, so we've got these guys coming in. They're going to probably try to charge the cannons. Again, if they do, they do. It's no big deal. But we are going to try and get as much canister shot off as possible. Alright, we're going to charge them with the melee. Come on, stay away. Just stay away just a little bit for me, please. Alright, that's causing them to flee. Come on, right here, right here. What are you doing, dudes? Right here. We got a big old line. Knock them out. What are you doing, dude? Come on, dude. Aye. Alright, we got these guys. We're going to reinforce them, so we're going to line them up. Uh-oh. Kind of broke the line there. That's not good. Get back in line, soldiers. Into the thick of it. I got to check on my dragoons, though. Well, that killed some of them. This guy is just continuously pumping. I think the cannons got bugged. Let me see if I stop them. Alright. My dragoons are getting fired upon, so we're going to get them out. Let's get them in the woods over here. There we go. Into the thick of it. One of the ways I know to fix this is like this. Is to make them like retreat. Make them retreat and then bring them back to the cannons, and usually that works. Usually. That should fix everybody. Why it does it the way it does, I don't know. But it does. And now we've got 4 cannons back. We should at least. Or not. Wow, we may have lost our cannons. Which is not good. Okay, we're going to stretch this out. And we're going to bring these guys in and around. So we're going to retreat a little bit. We're going to bring these guys in as close as possible. There's the general's bodyguard. And we're going to move these guys off to the back. Alright. Our general is being attacked at the moment, so I'm going to bring him off to the side. And we're going to bring in the reserves. Actually, we're going to break off the line here. No, we're not. No, we're not, because we still got all these guys. Where are my dragoons? They're over here. That's good. I feel like I could get a good charge into them, but I'm not going to try it. So we're going to have our general come back here. They're wavering, which is not good. I do believe we have... Yes, we do. So we're going to... we got bayonets. We're going to use those bayonets. And then what we're going to do is get... Actually, we're going to charge these guys this way. Charge in, and we're going to charge in. I really hate that we lost our cannons. It's such a lame glitch, but it does happen. So we're going to melee charge in. We're going to advance these guys forward. We're going to hide this general. And these dragoons are taking out the rest of the Firelock citizenry, which is great. And we're going to use them to take these guys out as well. Alright, we're going to run these guys in. We're going to get a good sight picture for these guys. And we're going to stop fire. Okay. Now what we're going to do is close in on these guys this way. We're losing some troops here, which kind of sucks, but, you know, we're doing what we can with what we have. We're going to continue our melee advance. And then we're going to continue melee on these guys as well. Having the bayonets really does help, because you do so much more melee damage, which is good. Alright, that's taken care of. Now we're going to use our dragoons to go after this cannon regiment. So many dead bodies. So many fallen Swedes and Hannoverans. Like, seriously, if these guys would actually fire, I'm just going to withdraw them, because they're annoying me now. Alright, we're going to turn off the melee here, and we're going to back up our boys on the left. Alright, so we're going to thin out here, actually. I hate that we're losing on this side, but it's okay. I got my boys coming in here. Alright, we're going to actually stop. We're going to meet them in the back. Fire, boys! Alright, and then now we're going to bring the line forward here. I'm going to get my dragoons off their horses. And we're going to bring them into the woods and use them like light skirmishers. So they're getting kind of attacked in the flank, which kind of sucks, but, you know. Right, we're going to charge them in. We're going to dismount. I'm actually going to bring them off to the side of their horses here. I feel like you could probably use the horses as a, whatchamacallit, bullet sponges, but I don't want to kill my horses. I like horses. Alright, dragoons! Fire off, boys! So we get one fire off. We're going to run in. And that should have done it, to be honest. I'm going to use my general to go and take out their other cannon. I don't care too much about the militia units. Too much. Now, dragoons, we're actually going to get them back on their horses. And what I'm going to do now is just pretty much tidy up the map. and I will meet you back on the campaign map. Back on the campaign map here. Good lord. So we lost 778 men, which is a lot more than I ever wanted to lose, but yeah, you know, it happens. Our remaining troops are now 659 out of 1,437, so bit of a loss there. Bit of a loss. We did lose quite a bit. However, they lost 1,281 out of their 1,590, so only 309 remaining. So we did pretty good, I think. Yeah, that is not gonna work out for us, which is fine. They'll just take that port. Alright, I kind of let it go there, but that's okay. As far, because usually I'm not showing that, the intern thing anymore. So, our army got destroyed at the port, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? We have the opera building constructed, which is great. There was a enemy agent discovered in our area, so the Hanoverian agent. And we have our 12-foot pounder in Courland. So we're going to continue to recruit troops in Courland and over here in St. Petersburg. Now that our expenses aren't too high for the army anymore, which is good, we're going to continue that bit of a trend. So, we now have it here. All I'm going to do is unite all our troops together because I'd rather have giant lines than just a bunch of bodies that aren't going to do too much. And once I do that, I'm going to hope I can just auto-resolve and we win Hannover. So let's try this out. They're going to surrender in 4 turns, but they can't recruit anymore. So these guys are going to pretty much stay stagnant. While I'm assuming these dudes may come through. I don't know, but I think it'd just be funny if we just go ahead and take it out now. So let's see what happens. And we won. So, Hanover is ours. We were able to take them out and get the region. So now what we're going to end up doing is just going through repairing everything that Hanover has destroyed and also reinventing or revamping our homeland region and getting ready for more defensive stuff against Russia here in the east. So we got 2 more turns before the settlement fortifications are over. Again, I'm going to recruit some more stuff here so that I can have more troops. We can only get militia at the time, so I might invest in getting this and also getting a settlement fortification. But we will see. I will do all that in the next episode. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you did make it all the way to the end, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, commenting your thoughts below, strategies, tips, that kind of thing. I appreciate it all. So I'll catch you in the next one, Noodles. Toodaloo.